4 of the best of 7. And moments ago, this the scene as the Kings took the court. Turkoglu and Vlade Divac on the front line. Doug Christie and Mike Bibby are at the guard. The officiating crew, Steve Javy, Ron Garrison, Mark Wunderlich, just the crew that worked the Lakers-Spurs Game 3 in Los Angeles Friday night and saw it. They say they are not suffering Jack Nicholson withdrawal.
This crew got a lot of ink that next day because Jack was up on his feet voicing his opinion. I thought overall they handled the thing pretty well. Eventually they warned him, but they got through it.
Divac and Nowitzki on the opening tip. Little fake there. And the toss is handled by the Mavericks. Last night, the wild one. Dallas beating Sacramento in double overtime, 141 to 137. Mavericks were down by 16 in the first quarter. Here's Finley, played by Christie and had it struck. Christie going all the way. Michael Finley took a swipe, and there was nobody back to help.
Almost looked like he picked up his dribble and then just kept going again.
They double up on Nash. Finley being played here by Stojakovic. And Bibby with the rebound. A live TNT NBA Spanish language feed is now available via SAP. Off the turnover, Nash goes down the middle, then kicked it out. Here's Roger Bell. Yes.
Well, I'll go back to the last sequence in Sacramento. Vlade Divac was starting to hold up a call, a 5-up call. Instead, Bibby tried to attack quickly. They don't have to try to score immediately every time down. That's the way Dallas wants to play.
Turkoglu. He had the foot on the line. It's a two-pointer. Turkoglu in the starting lineup in the absence of the injured Chris Webber, although he played only 23 minutes last night. Nowitzki, Stojakovic able to tip it to Turkoglu, and Christie's on the run. Nowitzki is back. Christie went to the reverse. The Kings have a 6-2 lead.
High energy in the building as well as with the Kings right now. Transition defense a problem for Dallas.
And Nash was pushed out of bounds. Well, you look at last night, a total of 278 points was scored by these two teams, and you have to wonder about the stamina of both clubs as the game progresses.
We'll see what happens here if the field goal percentage starts to go down. Maybe it'll go down early on, beginning of the game. They may be shooting poorly, but if they keep getting transition layups the way they have been, you're going to have another night of a lot of points and high field goal percentage.
All right, back come the Kings. They've hit their first 3 shots. Christie looks like he has the good legs here at the start. Nice recovery. Vlade Divac extends. 2-2 lead. Let's check in with Todd Harris. Todd?
All right, thank you, Marv. The key to this evening's game may be which team has recovered quicker from last night's double overtime game. Normally it's simple, sleep, and that's exactly what Mike Bibby did. He slept in this morning. He said he got a nap in before he came to the arena. For others like Nick Van Exel, it's a post-game ice bath. But with only 21 hours separating last night's game finish and tonight's tip, don't be surprised if the pace is a bit slower. Also, the Mavericks have opted to fly home tomorrow morning instead of tonight. The thinking is a solid night of sleep is much better than a home shoot-around. Marv?
Nazar, you said you were tired from just watching the game last night. You all right?
Yeah, I've recovered. Yes, I did. I got enough sleep, I think, to overcome it.
An 8-4 Sacramento lead. Here's Bell again from that left corner. That's his second field goal. Same spot. 8-6, Sacramento.
I think Bell likes the idea that they're running around double teaming all the other guys on his team and leaving him wide open right now.
Bibby for 3. And a foul is called on Turkoglu as Nowitzki went flying. Now, Dirk Nowitzki last night played all 58 minutes at 25 points, 20 rebounds, Nash, Findlay, and Nowitzki played 20 of a possible 22 minutes in the fourth quarter and the 2 overtimes. And remember, last year, Nash appeared to be worn down come playoff time.
Yeah, but this year, Nick Van Exel's been playing so many minutes that he's been able to conserve his energy, and now playoff time, he's ready to go.
Christie going behind the back. Met by Nowitzki, shoots over him. Rebounded by Bell. Race LaFrance has checked in to Dallas. So they go with a conventional lineup with LaFrance as the center, although he is primarily a perimeter shooter. Nash putting the move on Turkoglu. Had a beauty. Went to the left. There are a number of players icing down after last night's game. 105 total field goals, 218 total shots.
A lot of guys thought they were scorers coming out of last night's game. Look at those three-pointers, and the Dallas bench last night, a 59-39 advantage over the Kings bench. But then again, when you have a guy coming off the bench that gives you 40, the way Van Exel did, that can happen.
Sacramento in possession as we resume. Kings up 12-8, 5.5 remaining in this first quarter. Nice pass from Christie.
Out of the timeout, Dallas wins zone. Kings are ready for it. Nice attack against it. High percentage shot.
Dallas at this point has attempted only 1 3-pointer after the record number of attempts last night. Here's LaFrance, and he went glass. Rafe LaFrance from a difficult angle. Kings 14 and the Mavericks 10. Sacramento remaining the same following the timeout. Stojakovic. Turkoglu is open. Rebound, Divac. Divac playing with a swollen elbow has come out of the box strong here at the start. And a pushing foul on Turkoglu.
Remember what I said. Turkoglu, one of the guys that does a relatively good job against Nowitzki, and we see right there, Nowitzki actually slips on the floor. As he starts to turn the corner, his feet slide out from under him. I would not say that that was a result of a hand check by Turkoglu.
Both teams have been off here in the first quarter. 3 team fouls apiece. Stojakovic, an off-balance attempt. Bell on the rebound, and Van Exel trying to go all the way, but was cut off. Here's LaFrance for 3. And back comes Christie. Bibby, nice pass off the dribble by Christie.
You know, Mark, sometimes stats can be deceiving. Last night's game, that double overtime win for Dallas. In fast break points, the Kings outscored them 21-11. In points in the paint, a 52-36 advantage. Those are 2 areas that Dallas dominated in the first 2 games.
Oh, beautiful tip by LaFrance. He just punched it up to keep it in play. 18-12, Sacramento. Divac set up beautifully. Nick Van Exel, who lit it up for 36 in game 2, and then the big game last night, Nowitzki is fouled. He is hacked. Nowitzki to the line. Jim Jackson, who had checked in just a moment ago, called for that foul. Jim Jackson, a one-time member of the Sacramento Kings, or rather of the Dallas Mavericks, started his career with Dallas 10 years ago. Under that combination, Jason Kidd and Jamal Mashburn and Jim Jackson did not work out despite all the talent.
Yeah, but that was some talent for him. You think about it and how those guys wound up getting there. Whoever was selecting players based on their talent level had done a very good job.
Jim Jackson spent 4.5 years with the Mavericks. The Kings lead by 6. 3 minutes remaining in the first. Bobby Jackson. Beautiful move by Jackson, able to extend, using the hang time to release the shot. 21-13, Sacramento. Finley. And again, Bell is open and hits. There's a reason that Roger Jackson and was able to keep it in bounds and takes the distance. 50 on the follow. Here's Nash kicking it out. Nash and Van Exel now in the backcourt. Here's Finley up front with LaFrance and Bradley. So that is his first field goal after missing his first 4 shots. Stojakovic for 3. Finley with the rebound. Finley playing with a strained hamstring, sidelining for 12 games during the regular season. Pass intended for Finley. Jackson was tripped up by Nash. Been a terrific season for Bobby Jackson, who plays with great energy. Did an excellent job filling in for Mike Bibby when Bibby sat out at the start, missed the first 27 games. And then Jackson ended up coming off the bench, won the 6th-man award. Here's Jim Jackson against his one-time team. Sacramento leads by 8.
So you have a guard for each team that is willing to come off the bench. They both could be starting for the majority of the teams in the league, but both very unselfish, willing to play the role that's necessary and best suits their team.
Nahara, that's his strength. Rebounding and energy. Missed a good portion of the season with a knee problem, and the Mavericks delighted to have him back here in good health for the postseason. Clark putting the move on LaFrance. Deion Clark somehow was able to spin his way to find the space. Kings lead by 8. 2.5 down by the second. Marv Albert with the czar, Mike Fratello, Todd Harris working the sideline. Nash for 3. And the Mavericks continue to struggle, just 10 for 26. They're shooting 38%. Nash off the steal. And a traveling violation is called. The pressure by Christie causing that turnover.
But Nash did a good job. He was hiding behind Jackson, the low post there. He guessed that the ball was going to be passed to the outside. Took a shot, came around, had to steal momentarily, but then traveled when he got himself up in the air.
Dirk Nowitzki checks back in, replacing Rafe LaFrance. Sits down with 4 points. Here's Clark over Nahara. Deion Clark shot the ball well last night. 5 for 7. 12 points, along with 7 rebounds. Nahara getting inside of that, caught the Kings by surprise. As the Mavericks received a scare, but did knock off the Trailblazers in that first-round series. Now getting 37 minutes in the semifinal series. The last 2 games, 36 and 40 points for Van Exel.
Don Nelson really loves this young man, and he was telling us a story back in training. Last night having an effect. Nowitzki last night played a total of 58 minutes, well 0 for 5 right now in the game at this point.
Foul on Jim Jackson. Trying to knock the ball out of the hands of Walt Williams. Now Steve Nash checks back, and Don Nelson doing a lot of shuffling because of all the minutes that his guys played last night.
They're shooting just 36% from the floor right now in the game, and this is a team who normally right up at the top in field goal percentage. They're outstanding shooting, all the shooting categories. They're at the top of the league, but they are struggling tonight, and it could be the big minutes from last night.
Walt Williams trying to take advantage of the mismatch, and he does. Walt Williams last night hit 2 key field goals in the first overtime, and at a critical 3 in the second OT. Scored all 10 of his points in the 2 overtimes. Bibby comes right back. The Kings lead 39-30.
Both of those baskets you talked about by Williams came as a result of high pick and rolls involving his point guard Nash and Williams setting the screen.
That was last touch by Sacramento. Walt Williams spent 3.5 years with the Kings here in Sacramento. Dallas, his 6th NBA team, and he's done a strong job off the bench. Here's Bibby right back at Sacramento by Nash. Bothered by Jackson, crowd looking for a travel. Naharab pops it out. And here's Finley for 3. Rebounded by Nowitzki, able to save it. Finley could not hold on. The ball goes back to the Kings. Vlade Divac checks back in, coming on for Keon Clark. Dallas now 0 for 8 from downtown.
What was amazing about last night's game, the double overtime game, 141-137, two teams going up and down the floor, yet combined just a total of 24 turnovers.
Bibby's hit his last 2 shots. Bibby started hot last night and then cooled off. 41-32, Sacramento. Out Bobby Jackson defending on Steve Nash. Nash trying to split through. Turgenew playing Finley. Shot clock to 2. It's down to 1. Finley forces a battle between Nowitzki and Stojakovic, and the call against Nowitzki. That's his first.
Nowitzki jumped a little bit too early. The ball hit the rim, went up in the air. So as he was coming down, that's where Stojakovic went up. Watch, he tries to jump early there, and now as Pager goes up a little bit later, he lands underneath the elbow of Nowitzki.
4th team foul picked up by the Mavericks. This is the second of our TNT doubleheader. Earlier tonight, the 76ers defeated the Pistons in Philadelphia, 95-82. That series now tied at 2. Allen Iverson with 36 points. Bobby Jackson from downtown. Sixers and Pistons play game 5 in Detroit on Wednesday. That'll be seen on TNT. Here's Nash to the crossover. Well, Williams with another opportunity, but stripped and last touch by Williams.
Yeah, Mike Bibby got his hand in there. It looked like it was a sure layup for Williams. Bibby stripped him off his leg, out of bounds.
Bibby for Stojakovic. Sacramento up by 14 points. Timeout for Dallas. It's a 20-second timeout. 7:01 by the... But the Kings left him wide open, so he was 4 for 6 for 10 points. 9 points for Doug Christie. 8 apiece for Hedo Turgenew and Peja Stojakovic. Let's go over to Todd Harris. Todd?
All right, thank you, Marv. Talked with Coach Don Nelson moments ago. He said his team's play tonight reminds him a lot of the way they played in game number 1 after that grueling Portland series. He said no one has anything, no one's supporting each other other, as you mentioned, Raj Bell, the only guy out there with the intensity and the heart. He says he doesn't know what to look for because no one will support each other, but he says one thing his team's got to do is come out with some fire. I asked him about overconfidence. He said overconfidence is definitely not our problem tonight. Marv?
All right, Todd, and the big 4 for the Mavericks. The combination of Nowitzki, Finley, Nash, and Van Exel, only 5 for 25 from the field. Sacramento, a different story. They have to be pleased the way they have played coming off the double overtime ball game last night. Turgenew tried the reverse and drew the foul.
Hedo Turgenew playing it much more under control tonight, almost with a resolve, knowing that last night he was disappointed, 1 for 8 from the floor. Not on the floor last night as many minutes as he would have liked, a total of 23 minutes last night. So he's come back tonight, had a real good, solid first half.
Hedo Turgenew out of Istanbul, Turkey. In the starting lineup because of the injury suffered by Chris Webber. He had actually been out of the rotation for a while during the regular season with Jim Jackson's side and playing exceptionally well.
When they brought Jackson in, Jackson came in and played so well that Turkoglu in essence became either the 11th or 12th man on this basketball team. You know, he has one more year left on his contract, and they have had discussions already with management because obviously it's kind of a similar situation to Jermaine O'Neal when he was back in Portland. He needs minutes to show what he can do.
Nowitzki with his first field goal. 54-39 Sacramento.
And going back to Turkoglu for a second, Mark, just like O'Neal in Portland, when there are guys in your position that are veteran guys and are very, very talented, and winning comes first, you may not get that opportunity when you feel that you want it. That's the coach's decision.
Sacramento, a very deep roster, in particular with the Chris Webber on that roster. It counts, and the foul. Turkoglu lost it off his foot. Nowitzki squeezing his way through. Dirk Nowitzki now 2 for 9 from the field. Sacramento leads by 16.
Here's Bibby coming up the floor, much more under control, going through a set play in the half-court area.
Bibby with the ring ball. LaFrance able to tear down that rebound. Here comes Nash. Bell. Roger Bell cutting to the rim. So Dallas trailing by 14. Bell lost his balance. He actually lost his man, but Devot's not able to get the pass to Bibby. Last touch by the Mavericks. Now Bell will sit down. He's been playing with 4 fouls. Here comes Nick Van Exel. In the first half, Van Exel 0 for 4 from the field. Here's Bibby blowing by Nowitzki. But a strong game for Bibby. Finley, yes. And Michael Finley on the drive, 63-49 Sacramento.
I like your last description of Bibby blowing by Nowitzki because Nowitzki wasn't even close to stopping dribble penetration on that one.
Turkoglu gets inside. 12 points for Turkoglu. We're not seeing many stops. It's a 16-point lead for the Kings. Van Exel fires up a running hook. Back comes Stojakovic. Bibby on a quick release. That's 10 points for Bibby. 67-49. The Kings with the lead. As Nowitzki set up a foul against the Kings. It's on Christie away from the ball. First team foul committed by Sacramento. Dallas already with 4. Nash for Nowitzki. Hit by Devot's. And lost it. Turkoglu reaching in to steal. Stojakovic fires from downtown. The ball will go back to Dallas.
Probably could have come up with a little bit of shot that particular, but if Page would have hit it, you would have had this entire place up on their feet.
Nash, yes. Finley tried going right, then left. And then saw Nash wide open in that right-hand corner. The Kings with a 67-51 lead. Just under 6 to go in the third. Devot's feeling for LaFrance and then able to find Bibby, but came up short.
Bibby didn't realize there was no one behind him. He could have shot the ball from the right side. He didn't have to use the rim to try to protect the shot. Nowitzki
lost it and then is fouled. Foul committed by Turkoglu.
Now, they admire the defense that Peja Stojakovic is playing. He's down in his stance, and he's very, very aggressive.
Timeout called. 5.5 to go in the
Percentage shots, look at that, 48% shooting to just 40% for Dallas right now. 16 assists already for the Kings. A steady low post diet. They're outscoring Dallas points in the paint, 38-28 up to this point. The last thing, they needed a Van Exel stopper. How about that? 0 for 5 from the field for Nick Van Exel. 0 points.
Uncanny.
Sometimes you just happen to get it right.
Michael Finley. So the Kings now lead 67-53. We're at Arco Arena in Sacramento. The Kings needing a victory to tie the series at 2 to prevent the Mavericks from going back to Dallas with that 3-1 lead. Turkoglu. Sacramento maintaining that 48% shooting. Dallas has picked it up slightly. They're at 41 for the game with just under 5 remaining in the third. Here's Nowitzki, and he is fouled. He was hit from behind and hit from in front. Christie got him. No, they say Stojakovic, so Stojakovic and Christie both making contact. And for Peja, that is his first. Nowitzki to the line. He's 1 for 2 at the line.
When he turned to that right shoulder, he used a little bit of a hesitation. It got Peja Stojakovic up in the air, and then initiating the contact. Nowitzki now rewarded going to the line.
NBA.com has compiled 10 of the best shots in NBA playoff history. You can log on to see the candidates and vote for the best shot on NBA.com or America Online keyword NBA.com. The Kings have led right from the start. They've led by as many as 18. They're up by 14. Beautiful pass, and Divac lays it home. Stojakovic whipping it down low. That's his 4th assist. Finley. The shot got away, and the ball back to Sacramento.
Kings playing their international front line right now.
Yes.
Very effective together.
Divac, Turkoglu, Stojakovic up front. Vivian Christie in the backcourt. Here's a fatal foul. Stojakovic.
Well, that's how he was last night for the regulation time when he had 37 points, and then in those last 10 minutes, the 2 overtime periods, just 2 points.
The French way off. Got glass. Now Nelson getting set to reinsert. Walt Williams. Christie hit the bucket, and he was fouled. Getting set to reinsert. Walt Williams. Christie hit the bucket, and he was fouled. Remaining on the third. Divac gets inside. Yes! And the foul.
The player was so small, rotating behind Blondie when he caught it. He really didn't elevate off the ground that much. He was just so much bigger that he got it up over the top and was able to bank it off the glass.
Clock to 5. Oh, what a pass. Divac plays the angles so well as he caught Bibby on a hop.
Well, he did a couple things there. He caught the first entry pass, then he set a rear screen pick, then he made the bounce pass, all in that same play, which produced the layup for his team.
Finley. Christie. Yes. Doug Christie. 13 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists.
I think there's a technical foul right now on Dirk Nowitzki. He felt he was hit on the last shot down. I think the official, Mark Wunderlich, had enough to hear from him and hit him with a technical.
Been a long night for Dirk. Just 4 of 14 from the field and 3 of 5 at the foul line. Don Nelson pulling Nowitzki and starts to empty the bench. Evan Ishmael checks in for the first time.
Crowd reacting to Nowitzki as he went off, kicking the towel. And now Nowitzki has been called.
Yes. Hit with a second technical. Yes, that'll do it. So Nowitzki has been ejected. Here's Jim Jackson, not able to hit the technical.